done nothing but go up.
I really, really appreciate your show and everything that you're doing. May God bless you.
Your personal economy.
You can't say, I don't want any risk. I don't want to take any risk. I just want to put my money in a CD and forget about it. But I want to earn 18% a year. It doesn't work that way.
Conservative talk radio you can count on.
Once again, Steve Forbes. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Dan, good to be with you.
Financial Issues with Dan Celia.
Hi, Dan. I just want you to know how much I really appreciate the passion that you have.
Aligning reality with truth.
And I've got Congresswoman Bachmann with us right now.
So I just want to thank you. I want to thank your listeners.
We need to save America and keep it intact for our children and grandchildren.
Now, here's your host, Dan Celia.
Welcome back, American Family Radio, Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia, 866-300-9298, 866-300-9298. We want to try to get to as many calls as we possibly can. Some caller, I thank you for this. I don't have a name for the whoever it was. Someone called Ann and let her know that I had a slip of the tongue. So let me just make a correction. There was a caller that I was talking about withholding more taxes out of his pay, so that would help him with the taxes that he might have to pay on Social Security. And apparently I said that you need to raise the amount of dependents. I know we were right up against the break, and I had the music going in my ear, and I guess I wasn't thinking. But no, you don't want to raise it. That's going to have them withhold less taxes. So I hope you're still listening. So what I meant to say, if you're withholding one dependent or two dependents or whatever it is, go to zero, so that they will withhold more taxes. So sorry about that. I hope that person is still listening before. So I appreciate whoever it was that called in and gave me, let us know about that so I can make that correction. Thank you for that. This consumer sentiment number came up. It's interesting. During the break, I'm watching the numbers and I'm looking at the indexes all jump up. So the Dow went up 20. It's up 20 points right now, and I'm saying, well, consumer sentiment number must have came out. I guess it didn't slip any. Well, it did slip. Just to go to and I'll explain it in a minute why everything went up. But so they forecasted, most economists survey forecasted that the consumer sentiment number was going to stay at 85.1. That's where it was last month, 85.1. So most had just expected that it was going to stay right there at 85.1. Well, it went from 85.1 to 80. Slipped dramatically. But at least, finally, there's a correlation. So as I was saying yesterday, or Wednesday it was, when the retail numbers started coming out, and then I said again yesterday after Walmart's numbers came out, I said, look, we've got to see a slip in consumer sentiment, because obviously they're not spending any money. And if they're not spending any money, there's got to be a reason, and the reason is they're concerned, right? So sentiment's got to be going down. But I said, who knows? You never know. Well, it did. It did go down. So at least there's some correlation with the lousy retail numbers that we've seen and consumer sentiment. So very, very interesting. Now, so why did the markets go up on that? Because the consumer sentiment is a very important number, in my opinion, because I'm a behavioral guy. I am a macro economics person from my analytical work, but I'm also a behavioral analysis. I do a lot of behavioral analysis. So when I look at that, consumer sentiment is a very, very important number to me. All right, because we are still an economy that is based on consumers. 71% of it is based on consumers. So why did the indices go up? Because that bad news turns out to be a little bit of good news. And right now there are traders on Wall Street that are saying, hey, we might have just bought another month from the Fed before they start their tapering. That's what they're thinking, I'm telling you. So they're thinking, this taper is not going to be in September, not with numbers like this. We're getting bad retail numbers. We're getting consumer sentiment numbers that are bad. And that has got to play in to the way the Fed is thinking. So this bad number ends up being a good number. And we see buyers start coming back in because they think they may get another month of upticks, maybe 2 months, maybe even 3. So that's just my opinion about that. There's no articles about that or nobody's talking about that. It's just my opinion. It'll probably come out later. So anyway, That's where we are in the major indices in positive territory now. Have all gone positive. The S&P just slightly positive, but the Dow's up 14, was up about 21. So it's coming down off that knee-jerk reaction. But nevertheless, that is it. Nordstrom's, I told you, down 3.1%. So what do you think they're going to do? Come on now. You guys are smart. You've been listening to this program for a while. What do you think they're going to do? Do they want people to sell out of their stock? No. So what would you think they do? They're going to raise their dividends, right? Well, they just made an announcement. They're going to raise their dividends. And they've been approved for stock buyback. So here we go with the old game, money's cheap. We'll raise our dividends so that people don't jump out. We'll buy our stock back so the stock price goes up, even though store sales stink. Doesn't matter. We can manipulate our balance sheet so we look great. It's a whole new world. Anyway, just saying. That's what I'm thinking. Let me take a look at commodities because this whole oil thing is just killing me. It's just killing me. Oil's down a little bit. 107.29. You want to know what's really scary? I feel pretty good about that. It's coming down. 107.29. Oh, and I'm feeling good. I don't really feel that good about it. I'm not going to feel good till it breaks 100, but at least we're going in the right direction. We're moving down. We'll see how long it lasts. The other thing reminds me to tell you, look, if you're thinking about taking a trip or if you know you're taking a trip, you better make your plane reservations because if we don't see fuel prices rise substantially here in the next month or so for and ticket prices for airlines, I'll be shocked. So anyway, that's what we have. Gasoline as a commodity is down slightly, but that really doesn't mean much. We'll see what it looks like at the pump. All of the precious metals are now in positive territory. Gold is up 0.5%, 1366. Silver is at 23.17, so well over the 20 spot price. That's good news if you have precious metals. Corn, wheat, negative territory. Corn down substantially, 1.32%. That is primarily due to a glut in corn. So they're expecting corn prices to continue to go down. Wheat is down as well, which shouldn't be happening, but wheat is down as well. So that's where we are from a commodity standpoint. Let me go to Willie. Willie's calling us from Kentucky. Hey, Willie. Okay, let me go to William from Ohio. Hey, William.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. How you doing? Hey, listen, brother, you're a warrior. God bless you. Man, I support you. Behind you 100%. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Two questions for you. First of all, I'm trying to find your reset article, and I want to know if it's on your website, and do I have access as a member to past news articles, letters, and things that you've written? And second question is concerning like pensions and Social Security. You recommend you take a 50-50 split with you and your spouse. My question to you is, what do you see wrong, or what's your opinion on taking 100% and then buying a life insurance policy for whatever, $500,000 for your spouse, that when you pass, and that covers her, so that kind of maximizes your payment from Social Security or pension? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, my thought on that, it's a great idea, and I don't have any problem with it. What I always get nervous about is the temptation to drop the policy. I get concerned about a lack of discipline in so many folks. As we get older and we're in retirement, our circumstances change and we could use a little income. And I'm always afraid that that's going to be seen as a source of income of dropping that insurance. So I don't talk about it a whole lot because I don't trust our human nature, I guess. So but I think it's a great... Yes, for a disciplined person.
Good for them to.
Absolutely. It's a great plan. It's a great plan. So I would not have issue with that at all. As far as my articles go, that reset button article should be on there somewhere, but I just got a another note from Ann, our call screener, that said somebody asked about where my articles are. And my articles are ChristianPress.com, OneNewsNow.com. As a matter of fact, I just wrote an article that's pretty interesting. As all of you know, so many of people have been listening to me and following me for a very long time, and you buy my books and you read my articles. And if you don't know anything about me, as much as you may love me, you know I'm not a good writer. I'm a horrible writer. But this is a pretty decent article on Obamacare that I wrote this morning early. It should be up, and maybe Devin can look into it. It should be up on OneNewsNow.com. They publish some of my articles. All of my newsletters should be on the website for everybody to see, whether you get the newsletter or not. But we may be having an issue there, so I'll find out about that. And I'll see if I can get that reset article, since we're getting close to the last few things that I talk about and that coming true. We'll see if we can. We'll see if we can get that on the front page of the website, and I'll find out. All of my articles that I write should be on the website, and if they're not, we'll make that happen. So, and yes, feel free, anybody, to pass along anything I write. I could care less. I mean, you can rewrite it, you can plagiarize it, you can use it, you can do whatever you want with it. I really don't care. I'm fine with that. And yes, you'll be able to forward, to pass it along. And same with my newsletter. When you get it, you can pass those things along as well. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. I would appreciate you respect my stock picks, and you don't do that with those on a regular basis. Obviously, that the membership, I know it's very minimal and it's not a lot of money, but because I want as many people to be able to participate as many people to participate as possible. So for $85 a year, it's almost, I get more criticism from my peers for what I'm doing when they're charging like $350 a month. So, but the idea is to get as many people, my listeners, to participate as possible. But it is one of my main sources for the administrative expenses for the ministry. It means a great deal to me. So I certainly would appreciate it if you would respect not doing that. But anything else, that's fine. Great stuff, William. I sure appreciate it, and that's a great point. And just so for clarification, what William was talking about, I oftentimes tell people when they're getting their pension options, one of their options is to get a certain amount of money every month for the rest of your life. Your life. When you die, that money goes away and your spouse gets nothing. Now, when you take that option, it usually is considerably more. It could be as much as $300-400 a month more when you take that option. A lot of people take it. I never recommend that. I always say take the 50% option, where when you die, your wife will continue to get at least 50% of what you were getting. At least half of what you were getting. That's usually what I like to see. What William was suggesting is a great idea. He's suggesting, hey, how about I take all the amount, so I get the extra $200-300 a month, whatever it is, and I use some of that $200-300 a month to pay premiums for a life insurance plan that will pay my wife at my death enough that, she'll have some more money to set aside to draw income from to supplement her income. And it's a great plan. It's a great idea. My concern, as you heard me say with William, I'm afraid people won't do it, or they'll start doing it and stop. So that's my concern, and I don't want your spouse to be without any income. Anyway, financial issues, 866-300-9298. We're coming up on break, so I got a couple of calls, but I don't want to go because I don't want to have to push you off real quick before we go to break. So hang in there. We've got one line open, 866-300-9298, if you want to weigh in. Right now, all the major indices, well, they're mixed right now. This S&P just turned negative. Looks like the Dow is about to turn negative again. We got a little bit of a bump on a knee-jerk reaction that the bad news was good news. We're coming off of that. The Dow's only up 3. NASDAQ's up 6. The S&P is negative slightly. So that's where we are. They're mixed right now. Oil is on its way down. It is not quite below 107, but at least it's going in the right direction. AFR Talk, Financial Issues, I'm Dan Celia, 866-300-9298. Hi, this is Dan Celia at Financial Issues. Would you consider partnering with me on financialissues.org? Go to financialissues.org if you would like to get all of my financial information, my asset allocation models, my stock picks for the week. Be a part of my alert system, email alert system every week. Financialissues.org to do so. Go to financialissues.org. I know you won't regret it.
The armed forces of the United States have defended this nation bravely. It's no surprise that many of these men and women are motivated by a deep and abiding Christian faith, but not everyone approves. Unfortunately, the pressure to impose a secular culture on our nation's military has intensified during this administration. FRC and other national leaders are concerned about this trend. We believe these freedoms are worth protecting. To find out more, visit militaryfreedom.org.
As part of your investment strategy, one of the things that we need to be thinking about is, of course, creating that permanent income for life. And if you're under 60 years old and maybe have a little bit of money in savings and you would like to carve a piece of that out so you know you'll be using that in your retirement, one of the best ways of doing that is with a deferred charitable gift annuity. Do the Lord's work and receive an income when you retire. How it works is you take a sum of money and you put it into a deferred gift annuity today, and you determine at what age you want to start receiving a permanent income for life. Call Diane O'Neill at 800-326-4543, extension 206, and ask her about a deferred gift annuity. That's 800-326-4543, extension 206.
Join Dan Celia, along with Tim Wildman, Alex McFarland, and Mike Huckabee for a wonderful time of worship, teaching, fellowship, and fun in the beautiful Smoky Mountains of North Carolina. Attend the AFA Retreat at the Cove.
The reason in many ways that America is in trouble, it's not because that ungodly people have said yes to ungodly things. It's that godly people have failed to say no to the ungodly things.
This faith, family, and finance event will be a time of relaxation, reflection, and challenge.
There's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of encouragements. It's going to be a great time, and we look forward to seeing you there.
The AFA Retreat at the Cove takes place October 1st through 4th at the Billy Graham Training Center in Asheville. To learn more, visit afr.net, or to register, call 1-800-950-2092. 800-950-2092.
The opening statement in the Constitution of the United States says this, that we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. I don't know what part of that we don't get anymore. That was written by men who cared about this country deeply.
Financial Issues with Dan Celia.
Welcome back, American Family Radio Network, Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia. It's great to be here. Listen, somebody asked me about